Literally, one day I was making breakfast. And at this time, I'm like 10 years into my corporate career, food thing is like still a hobby. Making breakfast one day for a friend, and it's just he and I there. And he's like, oh my gosh, these pancakes are so good. Like, you put your foot in these pancakes. I had always made them. And I was like, I did put my foot in these pancakes. Okay, I did. And for some reason, like, it was an aha moment. And I just got obsessed with the idea of making a pancake mix, right? Acting like Aunt Jemima and Bisquick and all the other people didn't exist. I don't know why. I just got obsessed. And it was like, you have to do this. So every time I would go somewhere, if I was traveling, if I was, at a coffee shop, if I would turn the radio on, it's like a song would have pancakes in it. As soon as I turn the radio,
wow,
that's the word I'm hearing. So I'm like, this is definitely a sign.
The signs are coming from all over the place.
It sounds crazy, but it's so true. And so I was like, okay, I have to do this. So now what am I going to call, this brand? And so I started like making samples. I would send them to friends and family. And so everybody was kind of like, for the most part, you're on to something. But then I didn't have a name for it. So I'm like, okay, kind of back to square one. I'm still in my corporate job. And I'm sitting at my desk one day, and my desk is always, I do try to clean up, but things happen. So it's always a mess. And for some reason, my grandfather's photo, like I moved some stuff around. And my grandfather, whose name is Barlow Harris, his photo was on my desk. And I don't know why, again, I'm like, Barlow's. I'm going to name it Barlow's because, for one, my grandfather, but then two, we have a deeper history into like agriculture and farming. So that was pretty much like just his way of making a living. And I feel like back in the day, right, that was very often, right, that those in our communities would go to like farming or agriculture just out of a means to make it.
And a lot of times I think that's a forgotten part of our legacy.
Yes.
Like, we think that we were just like born and planted in these major urban metropolitan cities, but that ain't really who we are at the core of us as people.
Yeah. I mean, at the core, we are farmers, right? And we've gotten so far away from that. And I want to get my hands dirty. I love to, that's something for later, but that's something I want to, get into more. But, just knowing that about him, seeing his photo, knowing I needed a name, I felt like it was kind of like a full circle moment. So then I was excited again, and I was like off to the races, right? So like, now, like, what do we do? Like, how do I need, graphic design. I need, a food scientist to come in, nutrition labels, etc. Like, I mean, everything just really started at that moment.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Traffic Sales and Profit Show. Hey, do me a favor. If you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe and follow us on this platform right now to make sure you do not miss a beat as we drop new episodes and additional content every single week. Also, if you'd like to get access to a free paperback copy of my book, access to the TSP Traffic Sales and Profit free Facebook group, our challenges, resources, our events, and more, make sure you visit us at www.trafficsalesandprofit.com/podcast.